Today I'm going to be trying to make some money off of a John boat. So what I got here is 12-foot flat bottom John. I've had this for quite some long time. Started it as a project. Was originally my first duck boat, but like you can see, I've been sanding on it before to repaint it, and I never continued with anything on it. So it's been laying around. Originally, I think I paid $150 for it, and then anytime I ever went, I just went with buddies and ended up using different boats and everything like that. So, but for the bottom, I'm going to be trying this Truck Bed Pro Grade, like a bed liner. I'm going to do it on the bottom, just because I know how these boats get beaten up. I'm going to end up having to get another can of this stuff. It really doesn't cover that great, but I'm going to finish it with this. But honestly, I don't know if I'll ever use this stuff again. I'm already out, and I barely got this covered. You can see all the light spots. So it's just, for the price, having to get 2 cans, I'm going to be $30 into doing this bottom part. And it's just not, I don't think it's worth it for the money. So next time, I'm just going to end up spraying it brown and letting it, the next owner either will have to repaint it if they want or deal with it. So, well, I got almost 4 layers put on here of this truck bed liner on the bottom, and you guys can probably see, I don't know if it shows up good on camera, you can see some here, but we got a lot of bare spots, and I'm all out. I went through 2 cans, and I'm not gonna get a third. I don't know, this stuff's just not really that great for this. I'm not gonna go buy another can. I don't think it's worth it for the little bit we have of bare spots, and I think it'll be just fine how it is. I know this might be hard to follow, but this square to right there, right here, is going to be my cutout for a hatch in this seat. I think this is where most of our electrical is going to run into. I'll put our big battery, tuck it over, put it in here. I'm assuming there's going to be a little bit of foam in here, so I'll get that ripped out, but first things first, I got to get it cut. Like that, we got our little hatch cut out. So now I got to figure out getting all this foam out. I got all of our foam ripped out. Made quite the mess, but I'm going to go ahead, get this all vacuumed up, and then we'll start working on a deck for the front. Just like that, guys. Got a bag full of foam and got this whole thing vacuumed out. So I'm gonna go ahead and work on tracing out this front deck here, and kind of mock up. I have a seat for it, but I'm not sure how I want to do that. So I ended up getting my paint a little early, so before I finish mocking up the deck and everything, I'm gonna get this boat painted. I'm gonna do a quick layer. It might rain out, so I'm gonna do a quick inside layer. I already wiped everything down in acetone, and when I come back, you guys will see the color. It's a leather brown Rust-Oleum. Like I said, I got these turbo cans again. So yeah, I'm gonna get this painted quick, and then we'll continue on with our deck after this boat's painted. So, got our first layer on. I like the color. I didn't spray back here because I'm going to rip that board off before I paint anything. And then some of the edges, I have a small can I'm going to use for. The deck's going to be covering all this. That's why I didn't go too crazy there. But yeah, I do like this color. I think it's going to turn out pretty good. So I got everything papered off this morning, and I'm going to get painting our outside here. All of our important stuff. It's all taped off. Sanded a little bit of this bed liner off that oversprayed, and then obviously we got her back. Front deck here, traced out we're going with this line. I had a little problem with my template, but here's our hatch in the seat. I'm gonna probably add another one about up here somewhere. So yeah, I'll go ahead and I'll get this cut out and we'll see how it fits. Guys, got everything cut out. It is a little rounded here, but oh well. So that'll be our first one. I'm gonna put another one in here. I think it'll just be a nice touch for it. So get that marked up, see where I want it. I'm thinking of going probably in here somewhere. That way, if somebody ever wants to put a front troller, they have a bunch of room for a pedal, and if they wanted to put a box in or whatever. So I think I'm just gonna move it up just a little bit, give us another little door in here, and then I'll put some kind of support on there just in case, because we'll use our cutout for the door, and if you ever step on it, I'm sure it'll tear the hinges right out. So we'll put a little support on the bottom side for this to lay on, and then so it can hold some extra weight without anybody ever falling through it. I got both of our compartments cut out. Here's our bench one, and then another one. So while I got this up here, I'm gonna go ahead and seal it with some fiberglass resin. So I'm just using some fiberglass resin. Just going to splash it on here. Just like that. Do a little bit all around. And then just gonna spread it out real nice. And this will work as a good waterproofer. As I got another layer put on this morning on the other side, and then my hands started getting sticky and everything, so I didn't record anything before, but both sides are done, so I'm just gonna let this sit, harden up real nice, and then I'll get to putting some carpet on it. So guys, our epoxy is all dry. I got two layers on each side. It was kind of getting hard to record because I was getting it on my hands and everything. So I do have two coats each side. I'm gonna get our carpet laid out on this now that it's all dry. Get it cut so I can glue down our carpet. Baby, one day I'll be touring. You keep playing with my heart, don't it get boring, girl? Can I get you so annoying, yeah? Do you love me or not? I can never tell. So I picked up this carpet years back to use for this boat, actually. Never did anything, but I've always had it around. Maybe, I think it was like 10 bucks or something. So I'm gonna end up using that. So I'm gonna get this cut, get some glue laid down, and we'll be able to get this laid out, put on. So guys, I'm using an indoor-outdoor carpet glue that I've had from doing other boats. This is a pretty thin carpet, so I want to get one pretty thin layer across this whole thing. I don't want to have it too thick because it'll end up going right through our carpeting. So I got a thin layer of glue spread out across the whole thing. I'll put a little bit more right here. But I'm gonna get this carpet laid on because it actually kind of seems like, I don't know what it is this morning, but maybe it's just because I have it so thin, but this thing's getting pretty tacky pretty quick. The carpet on, and then just taking, right now a spray paint can and just kind of dragging it out, putting a lot of pressure on it. And then I'll just go up and down until our carpet's laying nice and flat. what will also help with this is when I go to staple the edges, I'll make sure I got everything pulled real tight, but this seems to work. As you guys can see, all these wrinkles are coming out real nice. So guys, got everything rolled out. I mean, you can see where we're a little high around our where our latches are gonna be. So guys, now that the bottom's dry, I'm gonna give myself a nice coat, kind of, I would say, just like that, about an inch coming off the edge. I'll fold my sides over and then get them stapled down. So now that I got a nice layer of glue laid down around the edge, I knew this wasn't gonna stick. I'm gonna fold our corners over and then use staple gun and some staples and kind of nail it down as I go. Unfortunately, as much as I would love to record this part, I have a feeling it's going to be a pain to record and also staple this and hold it. So I'll come back to you guys. I'm just going to staple enough, because I unfortunately bought the wrong too big of staples for my staple gun. So I'm going to have to run and grab some more anyways. But I'm going to get this stapled enough that it will start to dry. So guys, I only ended up getting a little bit stapled down before I ended up running out of staples. But I am just using 3/8 staples. You don't need anything super aggressive. And when you're gluing, I scraped off all the excess glue just because I had to run to the store and get more staples. But when you're gluing on the bottom side, you can use more glue. And then you don't need anything super aggressive for your staples. Just something you know is going to hold. So I got 3/8 10mm T50 staples. So just like that, guys, I got tons of staples put in here. That is one thing I will say. I see some people do it. Some people don't. But there is absolutely no need to be stingy with staples when you're doing boats like this. You want it to be held on good. You want it to hold for a long time. I could tell you if it was me purchasing a boat, whether I knew it was a boat that was redone or not, I would be quite upset if I had to redo the carpet in a year because somebody was stingy with their staples or whatever. Staples aren't expensive. That pack was like $5 for what was it, 1,250. So that's one thing I will kind of say is don't be stingy with your staples, and or glue. There's no need to be. And then sometimes you'll have to go around with a hammer, just kind of like I am right now. You'll see some are just popped out a little bit. Just hit them down. Go around with a hammer too afterwards. Just flatten them all out. There's no need to really ream on them, and you're not pounding in a 3-inch nail. You're just pounding in little staples. And if you know you're going to be doing a lot of carpeting in a lot of boats or whatever, or you have one of these already, this is just an electric stapler. If you know you're going to be doing a lot of boats, or you think, or a lot of carpeting at least, I would say it's worth it. It took me 5 minutes to put in all these staples around the edges. And boom, guys, I got everything done. Even got our corners. I actually was kind of impressed with how they came out. I just did 3 staples with a little bit of excess and kind of folded it over. if anybody watching knows any good, really tips on doing like the corners and everything, please leave a comment. Let me know, like, something you've noticed works really good. But otherwise, that's kind of what I've always done, was just cut off as much as I can, and then just kind of did a staple around the corner. Now, I'm just going to kind of grab my knife and just run down along the staple line, and I'm basically just cutting off all the unnecessary excess that we have going on. I always like to leave a lot extra. That way I know it's going to fold over nice and I'll have room to work. But that's all I'm going to do. So guys, all wrapped. Got our compartments cut out. Could do a little touch up here. But other than that, I think it looks really good. Everything. So I'm going to do a little touch to it. This is not necessary at all. But I picked up some camo stencils. And then I have a can of the same paint we painted the side of the boat. And I'm going to paint some camo on this floor. I think it'll just be a nice little extra touch. So yeah, like I said, this is not necessary. It's just something I'm deciding to do, especially seeing as I am working with a 12-foot John. So I think it'll add a little touch. I'm not saying up the value, but it'll make it a little more eye-catching. So yeah, I'm going to get these painted on. I'm just going to go around with the stencil, just like this, and just paint them on with spray paint on our carpet. So I'll come back to you guys when that's done. So guys, I went ahead and sprayed all the camo. I kind of went through with my finger and a Q-tip and just kind of tried to get rid of some of the harsh lines. I know it needs a once over again, but for right now, I'm not going to worry about it. And I definitely didn't get enough glue right here when I glued, but there's nothing I can really do about it now unless I pop all the staples out and restaple it. But yeah, so I'll do it once over again in the morning, kind of get all the harsh lines out, but I don't think it looks terrible. It could definitely be a lot worse, but yeah, so we got that. Tomorrow I'm going to go ahead and get the drawers put on, or the hatches, whatever you want to call them, and then I will go ahead and we're going to get this thrown in the boat right away. I'm going to make a little piece that goes along here, wrap it in carpet right away, just to have something to support the latch, just in case, whatever does get stepped on or anything, you don't want to break it out or rip the hinges out, anything like that. So I'll get that put in, and then this part will be good to go on the boat. And then, so guys, I went ahead and got our floor put in. Everything lines up great. Here's our other storage in our seat. Our storage up here. I think the brown looks really good. The brown camo. So guys, now that I got all this put in, I know this is all good. I'm gonna start doing lighting. So guys, I got this mounted up, our backlight, and I got our front lights put on. I'm gonna get this little light bar put on the front here. I'm gonna start working on mounting that up, and then after that, I'll work on a little bit of interior lighting that I have, and then we'll get to wiring everything. You guys can let me know in the comments if you want a video on boat electrical, but for this video, I'm not gonna really go through anything. I'm just gonna wire it and come back when I'm done. So guys, I got all my wiring done. Got a big mess going on, but all my wiring's done. I'm gonna run everything in this loom. Switch panel right here. I'll start. We got our light bars on. This one is our accent lights. Just green lights for in the boat. This one's under here for the storage underneath, and then I have one in here for this storage. This one is our stern light and our bow lights. They're on the same switch. And our last one is our bilge pump in the back here. I don't have the hose ran yet, just the fitting and the pump. But that is our last one. Obviously don't want to run that too long with no water. Our fuse block, everything in here. Obviously, this is still super messy. I'm gonna get it cleaned up a little. And I have just a pack of these little zip tie mounting braces. So I'll just put them along as I need it. And I'm gonna run it right across the top here, all the way down. But super late, and I gotta get zip ties tomorrow. So for right now, I'm gonna get this all cleaned out and get our front deck put in. So guys, I got our front deck put in. This is some stickers I thought were gonna work. They ended up not sticking really that good, so I'm gonna leave them on there, see if they stick on a little better, but I don't think they're going to. I got our handles put in to our doors. I left our doors plain carpeted. And then 2 just normal hinges. These doors actually fit pretty snug. Got a little support in here. This latch, I'm gonna have to put a support in, just like I did on this one. To hold this down, I got 1.5 inch, just self-tappers. Not gonna be anything super special on that. This latch, I'm gonna have to put a support in, just like I did on this one. You know, just like that. I'm just gonna... Oh, it's terrible. Oh, I'm gonna leave this open for now. I'm just gonna put some along there, especially where our metal's bent. I'll just put them in there, suck our metal up with that too. I do have still some angle iron laying around that I don't know what it's for, but I have it, so I might just use those and put them in there. So yeah, I'm gonna get this screwed down, and that'll be pretty much a wrap on the whole front part of our boat here and most of our wiring. So guys, I got a board cut for where our seat's gonna go. I got our bilge pump hose hooked up. I ended up finding my old hose, otherwise I was gonna be adding price because I couldn't find that. But got the bilge pump set up. I'm gonna go ahead and get this side epoxied so that I can get it carpeted. And then that's pretty much it besides organizing in there. I ended up running staples along the whole edge of that, and I mean it closes and it opens a lot easier. It might not look like it, it's just the way I'm trying to grab it from the side, but yeah, it opens easier. Like I said, it'll wear in. I just gotta get my 2 pieces of angle cut to put in here, and that'll be it for the boat. Alright guys, I got a seat put on. I got a bilge pump wired and the tube put in, and our little outlet. Using this to cut it. It's just a little board here. But other than that, I gotta get supports put in here, but I'm gonna get this thrown on a trailer before I even do that, so I can get the motor on and get the trailer boards lined up for this this boat. So guys, last thing for right now is gonna be getting this little board put on for our motor to mount onto. So right here is our motor for this boat.
Are you sure about that?
It is a, I believe, 67 Evinrude 9.5. So I'm gonna go ahead and sand the top for this motor. You can see it's quite beat up. I got new stickers for it and everything. So I'm just gonna sand it down and probably just paint it black. So got everything taped up. All of our logos and everything, cleaned them up, as you can see, all the dirt around them. So gonna hit this with some quick black paint and then come back, see what it looks like, and hopefully I only have to do 2 coats, but we'll see. So guys, this is what our motor cap's looking like after 2 coats. I'm gonna put a semi-gloss clear coat on it just to give it a little bit of shine.
Going city to city in the places that you don't know. Yeah, I'm tired of sending these.
So guys, I got our motor done. It's been a really long day. Do not mind the mess. This is a completely different motor from the one I originally had. Showed you guys that I was gonna put on here. I went to pull the string on the other one today, broke the pull cord. So I had this one here, painted it this gray, put the new prop on this one, and I got a black cover on. Maybe not on camera, but in person this thing looks awesome. I mean, the gray, the black stickers, it looks amazing. But I'm gonna go ahead and get it thrown on our boat. So guys, got our trailer for this boat. Yeah, just nice little trailer. There's a little work to be done to it, but not a lot, so I'm gonna get working on that. First things first, I gotta replace these trailer lights. I got some new ones right here, and redo the wiring. So I'm gonna get these cut off and new trailer lights put on. Just like that, guys. Got our tail lights put on. They're working. I tested everything, brakes, flashers, blinkers. Everything's working, so I'm gonna get the fenders put on, and then we'll work on getting our boards on, and that'll be it for this trailer. So guys, I got our fenders for our trailers. It's dark in my garage. I'm not turning on the lights this morning yet, and I'm gonna get them painted black real quick so we can get these thrown on the trailer. So guys, I got our boards on here. I'm gonna lift up our rollers. I got that already moved forward. I got a board. We're gonna cut a little chunk of 2x4 to go in there and one to go up there. But as you guys can see, I just cut these down so they wouldn't hit. Sits just below the board. But I'm gonna put these on a little skinnier because this boat isn't super wide for this trailer. Get our boards up there, but shouldn't be too long and this boat will be ready to go. Well guys, just like that, I got motor on. I'm gonna put a gas tank with it, but just not leaving it out because I'm gonna park it by my road and put a sign on it as well. Everything's done. Got our supports in there. We got this one. Our front mounted up. Guys, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave a comment, like, subscribe. Stay tuned for the next flip. I hope to see you there.